Right. Well, and you didn't make it. Yeah.
I know. I will be sad if the wine will taste really nice now because it's not the goal.
Nice.
How do you decide? How do you decide that? Like, you put these wine, you put these different components in the wine into points where, like, when they're first made, they're all in separate places, and then they come together at some magical point. Like, how do you perceive that?
That's my job, huh?
Yeah.
No, I mean it's right now. For example, on the 09 vintage, I start to know the difference of quality. I have like 35 different lots because I use really small fermenters, so I keep all my blocks separated and I make trials anyway. And so I will keep them separate to the bottling, to the blending.
Right.
And so right now I start to know, even before my lactic, the difference of quality you have between the lots. And we say that's more the style of the reserve, that's more the style of the estate. And that's not good enough, so we are going to make a second label, and the rest is, maybe can go together. But sometimes it's not so easy, because in 05, for example, what I blend for the reserve, by themselves they were not the best lot I had in the cellar. But together, I mean, they complete very well. And so sometimes it's not so easy. You have to find two good wines together. It could be not so good.
Sure.
And sometimes two wines, they have like it's one too acid, or one is a bit too big, and one really elegant, but it's missing somebody. But together, they're just okay. Like a puzzle, you know, and you make the perfect stuff. And well, sometimes it's easier than.
Yeah, that must be so fun when that works.
That's really something I like to do.
Wow.
Because you play with your...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then, you know, you can try like for a few months, and every time you...
Right, it changes, yeah.
And you know, you come closer and closer, and...
So you find solid. Wow, that's crazy.
It's like when you make food.
Yeah.
You cook, yes, you know, so you add that and you add that.
A little more salt, or
yeah,
a little less.
So it's
Hopefully
exactly the same thing. So the blending, I mean, the wine are made. You cannot really change the quality of the wine. It's done. I mean, November is done. So it's just what you can do is try to match, you know, together. And sometime, maybe 1 year, I'm not going to make any reserve because I have not too good quality. Or
Sure. That's
man, this wine.
I love the dark fruit on the nose too. This is just so deep.
That's big.
Yeah. One thing I like a big potpourri sort of scent, like dried roses almost, like dried rose potpourri. And there's a perfume component to it.
Really need to be open and decant, I'm sure.
Yeah, and this has been decanted. Yeah. Yeah, this is the most open I've seen this wine. For sure.
Wait 5 years.
That'll be amazing, yeah.
No, just there, no, if you have...
Flip the table or hold on to the table.
If you have wine at home and you want to drink one, just open it really and decant.
And I'd say, yeah, like this is definitely drinkable.
Well, I am not really for the stuff, you know, like, you put on the top and it's open your wine in 5 minutes, like... No, I mean, give them time, you know? Wine, they need time. So... you just open them, they can, and wait a bit.
I love how even this is all the way across. Like you said, there's going to be some evolution as time goes by, but right now you can tell everything is kind of like subtle and, you know, hard to say, but like sitting low on the palate, right? You just get these dark fruits, more like blackberries, I think, and kind of a little bit of the chalky mouthfeel, you know, kind of like probably from, you know, the skins and things like that. But the structure is very full and all, you know, it's all packed very nicely together.
Absolutely, and the finish runs on for
it's really
a long time, yeah.
Yes, because when you go on something, on Pinot Noir, when you go on something more concentrated, sure you go on something longer. So the reserve is so, and I like the style, so I'm going to select something which has everything, not just big tannins. Yeah. Because the tannins, they are present, but they are not aggressive or anything.
No, they're firm but gentle.
And I really want to make this point that, yeah, this is an incredible example of having full tannins that don't tear your mouth apart. They don't need to do that.
I'm not going to make one like that.
Yeah.
There is
some Burgundian winemakers
do. Me during the day that I don't want my wine, I dress me too. You know.
Yeah.
Stressed out by too many things, not wine.
And I think that the elegance is one of the great things that Oregon and Pinot Noir can contribute, right? And to take away from that.
It's for that it's difficult to work on another variety after Pinot Noir.
So I heard you talking about the different barrels that you use. Do you hand pick barrels for the different styles of wine too? Or when you go to barrel it, do you pick? I want these barrels to be used on this wine.
Ah yes, it's not. I worked for Cooperage in France for 10 years, and so I was used to try to taste a new barrel in a lot of different styles of wine. And I think I learned now really too much, and maybe to complete my wine with the different style of barrel. And yeah, when I press and I say, oh, if we could put this one, this toast, and that one, yeah. So, but then, yeah, there's nothing. I'm not special, everybody.
Well, but you have more knowledge of the barrels themselves, I think.
I have more knowledge than, yes, but all the winemaker, I think they know.
Sure.
When they know what they want, it's easier to make it.
Yeah.
The problem is winemakers, they don't know what they like. So
wow.
then you go,
You need to be decisive.
You need to know where you go. It's like when you drive your car, if you don't know, it's difficult to arrive. So.
Yeah, nice.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah. This wine is fantastic.
Yeah,
I'll just outright say that this is, without question, a buy for aging. This is a fantastic bottle of
even
wine.
to drink now, I can drink it now.
I would drink the estate now. Like you were saying. No,
the estate is really, yes, it's really.
When we had it at the Reserve, was the Reserve party, like when they released it, we rated these wines on Cellar Tracker already, and I found the estate as good or better now than the Reserve. The Reserve definitely offers more complexity and like more. It's like there's more in there. It's just not showing completely right now. Whereas the estate is soft and gentle and very easy right now. To me, anyway.
I think it's more the woman and the Reserve is more the man.
Yeah, absolutely, I completely agree with that.
And do you create them with that in mind too? Is that like personality? That's how they come out.
Yeah, that's how they come out.
All right.
No, somewhere, yes, the estate, I want that more on the feminine qualities, like elegance or finesse or whatever. And the Reserve, I want more something bigger. So I will say basically yes, but
I'm going to go back to that again. Masculine qualities don't mean that the wine has to be big and rough and tear your mouth apart.
no, it's nice.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is delicious and man, an awesome example of firm Pinot Noir from Oregon that's meant to be aged.
Yeah, this is amazing wine. No question. A buy for me at least.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a fantastic job with it. So
I need that because I'm not so confident when I'm in wine.
Set this thing on the table. We got a special treat tonight. Do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. This is.
Well, that's Shirley, which is the first time was a try to keep one barrel. I mean, the first Shirley I made was in 2005, and so it was one barrel I selected from my best block, and the idea was to keep 2 years in new barrel and to see what happened. And it was really nice. I mean, the 2005 was really something. And so in 2007 I did the same, and I keep it. It's still in barrel actually, so we are in January 2010. It's going to be bottled in February this year. And so 2 years in New York for...
we'll get that later. Alright. This is a nice table. I don't want to ruin it or something. I'll do a tiny rest.
Yes, it's really amazing how you can see in 2 years in barrel how they can change too. No, it's not all the one can do that because you need to have something quite big. I will say at the beginning it's something like more the Reserve style, I keep for the Shirley. But after 2 years, you have really something which is, you will see.
This might be kind of a strange question, but you talk about like the difference between barrel aging and bottle aging. Like, what's the difference between making the Shirley Reserve and keeping it for another year in bottle as opposed to keeping it for another year in barrel?
Barrels, they have more oxygen than bottles, so it's different, and they have still the wood which gives them something, and it's different. It's still to change a lot. In bottles, they change not so much. I mean, the structure doesn't move. It's just more the aromas, the flavors, the complexion. I don't know if you said that, but the structure is not going to change.
But it will definitely in barrel. Yes.
Taste it,
Yeah.
and then.
So how long has this one been in barrel then? So for 2 years. So this one's going to be
2 years,
bottled
more
soon.
than 2 years, because I'm going to bottle in February, so
Okay.
a bit more, 2 years and a few months.
Yeah.
28 months.
Yeah, the oak definitely stands out right away.
And Chaz and I have never had.
You imagine it's 2 years in New York, and I don't feel the barrels so present than in the reserve, because I know it's more the balance of everything.
Right, right.
Chaz and I have never had a Shirley's Reserve before, so we're super privileged to try this. This is really
Absolutely.
exciting.
Yeah, thank you for this. This is amazing.
Welcome. That's the same barrel.
Wow.
So the one is a bit cold because it's there in the winery, and
Good point.
right now it's cold. And
Yeah, the fruit is very light at this point. There's a little bit of perfume going on in the background that's
it's really cold.
permeates, but it's just
I'm getting cherries and blackberries and something a little heavier too. I'm getting like
it still is a little cold.
maybe a hint of like evergreen or something like that.
It's something more, I would say the reserve is bigger, but that is more strong.
Almost something like minty or something.
Yeah, like that's where I went with the evergreen. It's
Yeah.
a little
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
deeper
Sorry.
note. No, well, actually, not that that's what it is for you.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I love Oregon Pinot. Seriously, the smooth texture of this across the palate is awesome and is a wonderful expression. And there's acidity coming in later. This is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The body on this is superb.
this is one of the like exemplary of a number of the things that I love about Pinot Noir across Oregon is this smooth, silky texture.
Maybe
that,
you are ready for
Like 20 or 30 seconds later, I'm still got acidity gripping my.
I don't know if you heard that. She just said maybe I'm ready for Burgundy. Oh, this is great.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
And the length, you know, it's just like something that's never going to finish a day. So, but no, sometimes it finishes. But it's more.
And just these
Yeah,
nice
it's really long.
blackberries that just hang on. Still going.
That evergreen sort of almost rosemary quality hangs on a lot on the finish too, man. It's just
And you have still the oak is not really, you know.
on the palate, not at all.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
well
really
integrated.
amazing
Yeah.
how they can support the new oak.
It's a little bit of a toasty note, but it's so
Well,
so
I
well
mean, it's
balanced.
still it's the 07 barrel because I put in 07 barrel and stuff. Now the barrel is 1 year old, or 2 years. But yes, it's amazing how they can balance.
Another perfect example, like where the tannins are very, very firm, but
Yep.
not grating at all.
Yeah.
Very firm but gentle. Just amazing. Yeah.
It's another example of this bad 07 vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This was horrible. Actually, I need to put my shoe in my mouth. Actually, for David Paris, this is going to be really awkward. But David.
And then you are going to drink my wine.
Yeah. That's for you, David.
Hi, David.
Oh yeah, this is just incredible. And one more question I really wanted for you. What do you see, or like, what are you most excited about the future of wine in Oregon?
Wow, that's a question.
Yeah, because I'm sure you think about it from time to time. What's going to happen? Oh, you don't know.
No.
Oh,
I am a bit afraid that we go on really hot vintage because of the change of the climate, and that's really something a bit scary for Burgundian winemaker. But I would say there is maybe higher place in Oregon we could try to explore to plant Pinot Noir, because I'm a bit afraid this part of the Willamette Valley, if it continues like that, I mean, I don't know where we're going to start, but it's difficult to manage alcohol in Pinot Noir.
sure.
So 06 was really the example of high alcohol, but it's not going to be the last vintage like that. And maybe I'm going to plant vineyard in Canada.
Maybe. Wow, maybe. It might happen. Well, we'll come up to visit you up there too. So.
I'm sure in Oregon there is places, you know, we planted the vineyard, DePonte planted the vineyard close to Carlton, but high elevation, so we cross our finger, but I think really it's going to be less maturation than here, so maybe we're going to be able to make good Pinot Noir. Because the problem of Pinot Noir, if there is too much alcohol, it doesn't mean the tannins are ripe. And so if you pick it's 15 alcohol, but with tannins not ripe, it's difficult to make something balanced.
Nice.
Agreed.
So that's the most important thing.
Well, you did quite well with the 06s. I mean,
yeah,
considering what you were dealt,
yeah.
I mean...
I will tell you, I didn't like the 06 during August, and I mean...
I can only imagine, actually. Now, having talked to you, I can totally...
It was the most challenging vintage I ever had in Oregon, but I work them a lot. I write them more than usual. I find some lots, which actually normally I don't really do, and I work more, and now, I mean, I'm proud of them. They are good, and
they are.
They are really soft and well balanced, and nice acidity too.
They're drinking spectacularly right now. For all you people that have 06s, they're drinking.
I am happy because it's like, you know, when you have a kid and when he's 14, teenager, it's like he's doing all the bad stuff. And when he's 25, it's the best kid you could ever imagine. It's not the same. It's really a kid who was not easy on, but
has turned out.
They cannot be all the same.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
That's
part of the fun of it, right?
About,
Just like you were saying before, it's fun when they're different.
Yeah, and well, I learned something with 06, like even if I don't like them young, they could be good at it. So
Yeah.
Every vintage you learn, that's good.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel, so one question, and this might get cut, but the 06 Reserve, where are you feeling like that's when that's going to start drinking? Being as it was such a forward vintage, and you project an air of wanting to make an age-worthy wine, but yet with that sort of vintage.
No, I mean, Reserve, it's always the same stuff. I mean, I like the O2 Reserve and the O2 basically now. So it's like 8 years. So I will say...
Say no.
That's the idea of the Reserve.
Okay, cool.
Make to be safe. But not the Reserve O2, if one time you have the occasion to drink it, it's really good.
I wish I could get my hands on some.
Yeah, I had the 05 the other day. Reserve and
we had a chance to try the 04 Reserve at Mike's party. That was
good because I didn't try
fantastic.
for a while.
That was pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Very dark and smoky.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all the wine, and yeah, we like to, I guess, to try and get people engaged, to try and get people to get involved in the conversation. We like to have our guests ask a question that people can make comments on. Is there anything you'd like to ask people who would watch the show?
Yeah, I would like to ask you, when you drink a Pinot Noir, what are you expecting from that? If you are expecting, I don't know, explain me what you are looking for when you drink a Pinot Noir instead of a Cabernet or Merlot or whatever. But it's something we could try to make you happy then.
That's a very good question, yeah.
And I want to encourage all of you, a lot of people, you know, we don't get a whole lot of comments. If you're watching the show and if you're excited about, what Isabelle's doing here and enjoy having these amazing guests, put a comment up there, say thanks, answer the question if you can, let us know that you're watching, let her know how great she is.
No,
it was a wonderful interview.
If like 2 people from all these people that
I'm sure there will be.
Show,
well, David will comment.
Come to the Pinot Noir. I mean, it's good. We need people like try to teach them how fabulous this wine they could be.
Yes, that's exactly what we want to share that experience with people. We do. And yeah, so
that cheers,
guys.
Yeah, and thank you for having us. And goodbye, internet.
Goodbye.